some conversation.
One housekeeping matter.
Yes.
We would like to offer the slide we had with the timeline on it we used yesterday as plaintiffs.
Oh yeah, you had told me that and then you never went back to it.
A lot of comments yesterday about my moving around on exhibit numbers for my team. So
actually, yeah, you did fine. But I have timeline written down, but no, we never went back to it. So it would be number.
We'll make it 99 just because of how we have things.
99?
No objection.
And no objection. So then plaintiff's 99 is admitted.
Yes, sir. Thank you. That's all from us.
Okay, and so you passed Mr. Eastland, and so do you have any questions for Mr. Eastland?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, so then Mr. Eastland, where are you? You remain under oath from yesterday. And there should be fresh water in that, and try to restock the area.
Okay. I am. Thank you, Your Honor.
Maybe
Good morning, Mr. Eastland. How are you?
Good.
Good. I've got questions for you on 5 topics. So let's start with the first topic, and that is the warnings that Mr. Beckworth says you got the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Okay, so I want to take you through that. If we could start off with Exhibit 56. I think
it's plaintiffs or respondents?
I think it's going to be respondents.
Okay, so you definitely do that for me.
I will.
Let
Thank
me
you.
know which one, because we have a lot of exhibits.
I will do so.
56.
Actually, it's Plaintiff's Exhibit 56. He used it. I apologize.
Okay. That's already in there. So I don't know, we changed how we're doing it, so I don't know what's happening.
Yes.
That might be big enough.
Is there a way to make
Big
it?
enough? Can you make it bigger? I don't think that can, well, I can't even see it on the monitor. Can
we make
you?
it?
I can see it
But big enough?
Can we make them big, full screen?
somewhat.
Does your chair have wheels today?
Yes, I can.
Yes, it does.
Good. Well, we changed the system. We changed the system to try and make it work better. So that means sometimes it doesn't work better. That's good.
Okay, there we go. I think this was put up by Mr. Beckworth to contest the statement about the warnings at the end of the first paragraph. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay, and I want to visit with you about that topic if we could. If we could start off with Plaintiff's Exhibit 86, I believe this was the first thing that Mr. Beckworth put up July 2nd at 3:35 p.m.
Could you speak up?
I can't.
I can also turn that up.
Now, this is from the National Weather Service, and it talks about scattered, moderate to heavy showers. You see that?
Yes.
Okay. By way of context, does the Hill Country see scattered, moderate to heavy showers on a frequent basis?
Yes, I do.
And then we go to 6:05 p.m., Plaintiff's Exhibit 79. And this is from TDEM, which is the Texas Department of Emergency Management. Are you familiar with TDEM?
Yes, sir.
Is this something that Mr. Beckworth appears to have gotten off their website?
Yes, it does.
At 6:05 p.m. on July the 2nd, did you receive a text from TDEM?
No, I did not.
Did you receive an email from TDEM?
No, I did not.
Did you? Did you receive an Amber Alert?
No, sir.
Amber Alert's when your phone goes off and you can hear it, right?
Correct.
Nothing like that from the Texas Department of Emergency Management on July the 2nd.
No, sir.
Okay. I want to move you to July the 3rd. His next exhibit was Plaintiff's Exhibit 80. And this is from the National Weather Service. I believe the timing is 1:18 p.m. on July the 3rd. Do you see that, sir?
Yes, I do.
And let's just talk about the scope of it. It's got 7 counties: Valverde County, Edwards, Real, Kerr, Bandera, Kinney, Uvalde, and Medina. You see that, sir?
Yes, I do.
It's a lot of counties, right?
Yes, sir.
You familiar with those counties generally?
Yes.
A lot of driving, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
By way of example, Valverde is the county where Del Rio is, right?
Yes, sir.
Del Rio is 150 miles from your camp, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Medina County takes about an hour and 20 minutes by car from your camp, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
Uvalde, you've driven that?
Yes, I have.
Over an hour and a half from your camp, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, did you and I look up what the square mileage was of these 7 counties last night?
Yes, we did.
Put up at Defense Exhibit 219. And assuming AI's got it right, it says 12,217 square miles across those 7 counties. You see that?
Yes, I do.
Texas is a big place, is my point, right?
Yes.
Is this particularly helpful when somebody's giving you, there's going to be rain in Del Rio?
No, it's not.
Does it tell you anything about, well, first of all, did you even get this?
No, I didn't get this.
Did you get a text from the National Weather Service?
No, sir.
Did you get an email from the National Weather Service?
No, sir.
Did you get an Amber Alert from the National Weather Service?
No, sir.
Later on, I hear in Plaintiff's Exhibit 24 at 2:26 p.m. on July the 3rd, there's a level 2 escalation. And if we could scroll up just a little bit, Paco. We heard about the Texas DOT and Texas A&M and DPS and Parks and Wildlife and the National Guard. You see all that?
Yes, sir.
Now, on July the 31st, there was a 14-hour hearing about this flood event in Kerrville, Texas, was there not?
There was.
The pre-positioning of assets in terms of boats for floods happened in San Angelo, Texas, didn't it?
Yes, sir.
How far is San Angelo, Texas? You driven there from your camp?
I have before. Yes, sir.
It takes hours to get there, doesn't it?
Yes, sir.
And that's because San Angelo, Texas is 148 miles from your camp, isn't it?
Your Honor, objection is leading the witness.
How far is it? I apologize.
It's about 140 something miles.
It's a long ways.
Yes, sir.
All right. Put up Defense Exhibit 220. This is an article in the San Antonio Express News, and go to page 5. You see where it says that they staged people in San Antonio for the most part?
Yes, sir.
You know the distance between your camp and San Antonio because you've driven it.
Yes.
How long does it take to get from your camp to San Antonio?
About an hour and a half.
As we go back to Plaintiff's Exhibit 24, this level 2 escalation, my question is, in Kerr County, where your camp is, did you get told about anybody from the DOT, Texas A&M, Department of Public Safety, Parks and Wildlife, the National Guard? Were any of those in Kerrville, Texas, to your knowledge, on July the 3rd?
No, sir.
Let's go to July the 3rd. Now, you mentioned to Mr. Beckworth that one of the things that you did is you set up what's called a code red system. For the record, say what that is again.
It was a service I signed up for over a decade ago that was recommended by local officials. And it was alerts that were very specific to our area.
Okay, it's local alerts
Yes, sir.
applying to your area,
Yes, sir.
not particularly something you would get if something's happening over in Del Rio.
Correct.
Did you get a code red alert on July the 3rd?
No, not on July the 3rd.
On any time on July the 3rd, did you get an email from Tatum?
No, sir.
Did you get a text from Tatum?
No, sir.
Did you get an Amber Alert from Tatum?
No, sir.
From anyone else warning you that a flood was imminent on July the 3rd?
No, sir.
Now, Mr. Beckworth suggested to you that it had rained all day on July the 3rd, and you said that's not true.
No, it's not true.
If we could put up Defense Exhibit 223. What does this appear to be to you?
Those are the counties in central South Texas.
Now, so we can orient everybody. What is this county that I am showing right here?
That's Kerr County.
And in terms of the location of your camp,
It's about right there. Yes, sir.
okay, so we're a little bit halfway across the center point, east-west, and about the middle of just that section on the left. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, let's keep our eye there and let's go through. When you tell Mr. Beckworth it didn't rain all day on July the 3rd, let's decide who was right. You see the time up on the top, we're at 2:20 p.m.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Paco, run it to 3 o'clock just for a second as we stare at Kerr County. Stop. Any rain at Camp Mystic at 3 o'clock?
No, sir.
Take it to 4 o'clock. Any rain? Maybe a little spot there?
I believe we were a little bit farther west of that spot.
Okay. Let's go from 4 to 5 and see whether your camp got rained on. Stop. Any rain between 4 and 5 p.m.?
No, sir.
Let's go to 6 o'clock. Anything?
No, sir.
Let's go to 7 o'clock. Any rain between 6 and 7 p.m. on July the 3rd?
No, sir.
7 to 8. Anything?
No, sir.
8 to 9. Any rain?
No rain.
We heard a lot about taps going off at 10 o'clock. Let's go from 9 to 10 and let's talk about that hour. Any rain between 9 and 10 o'clock when taps got played and these young ladies were put to bed?
No, sir.
Is your camp a camp that sleeps all day and works all night?
No, sir.
Are these girls in activities during the day and sleep at night?
Yes, sir.
Your family that runs the camp, when the girls are sleeping, do you try to get rest as well?
Yes, sir.
After taps, do you guys stay up all night drinking whiskey?
No, sir.
At 10 o'clock on July the 3rd, when everybody was put to bed, was there any rain over Camp Mystic?
No, sir.
Let's go to 11 o'clock. Anything by 11?
No, sir.
Let's go to midnight. Now, you see the system coming in from the west?
Yes, sir.
Let's watch what happens after we get to midnight or 12:01 a.m. on July the 4th. Play it until 1 o'clock and then stop it. By 1 a.m., is there now a serious weather system directly over your camp?
Yes, sir.
Play it to 2 o'clock. Does it stall between
Yeah.
1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
The fact that it's red, what does that mean to you?
Heavy rain.
2 to 3? Still stalled, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
3 to 4? Still stalled over the camp.
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, your brother, Richard Eastland. A lot of discussion yesterday about why he didn't come to help. You remember that?
Yes, sir.
Is he the cook?
Yes, sir. He's the head chef and kitchen manager.
And how many kids was he feeding out there on a daily basis?
He was at Guadalupe. He was feeding about 500 people, all the
And-
staff and campers.
Does his obligation to cook
Yes, it
include
is.
an obligation to serve breakfast?
Yes, sir.
And what time is breakfast served?
It's normally at 8 a.m. every day.
And is breakfast one of those things at a Christian camp that just magically is like manna from heaven and drops down and it's there, or do you have to prepare it?
They have to prepare it.
Now, my daughter worked at a bakery. You had to have it ready. What time in the morning do those people have to get up to prepare breakfast so that 500 girls are ready to eat breakfast at 8 in the morning?
It varies. I believe he's always the first one there. I know he was doing barbecue for 4th of July that he was getting up early for.
Now, knowing you've got to get up early to serve breakfast to 500 young ladies and prepare the barbecue for July the 4th, is it a good idea to get some sleep?
Yes, sir.
Was your brother up drinking that night?
No, sir.
Suggestion about your father being a big bourbon drinker. Did you hear that?
Your Honor, we need to lay a predicate that he actually knows what they were doing before he can answer that question. So I object that it's leading and there's no predicate to it. And the testimony yesterday was that he didn't know where his brother was.
I'll sustain that objection.
Do you have any information that your brother was out drinking, as was suggested by this lawyer yesterday?
No, I don't.
Okay. With respect to your father, you have more specific information, don't you?
Yes, sir.
Some of these lawyers decided to do what's called a stripper deposition to get the autopsy and toxicology reports of your father's body, didn't they?
Yes.
You've seen that report, haven't
Yes,
you?
I have.
We won't put the autopsy report out of respect for Tweedy, but let's put up the toxicology that they have possession of, Defense Exhibit 222. Was his blood specifically tested for alcohols and volatiles?
Yes, it was.
And what did the Bexar County Medical Examiner's Office toxicology report show with respect to the presence of alcohols and other volatiles?
It says none detected.
Now, 1:14 a.m. Were you asleep at 1:14 a.m.?
Yes, sir.
Did your phone go off like it should when there's an Amber Alert designed to wake somebody up?
No, it did not.
Did you hear a text in the middle of the night at 1:14 a.m.?
No, sir, I didn't.
What woke you up that morning of July the 4th?
My father called me on the radio.
Now, the radio is a two-way device where he had one end and you had the other.
Yes, sir.
And where was that radio when you heard your father call you at 1:30 in the morning?
It was right by my bedside.
That's what woke you up.
Yes, sir.
So we know that when an audible signal is given to Edward Eastland at 1:30, you wake up.
Yes, sir.
But when a text signal with no audible signal whatsoever happened at 1:14, you slept right through it.
Yes, sir.
When your father called you at 1:30, what did he ask you to do?
He asked me to come to the office because we'd gotten 4 inches of rain in the last hour, and he wanted us to start moving the waterfront equipment and canoes.
Did you wait around and tell him, wait, Dad, first I've got to check all the texts that came to me while I was sleeping?
No, I didn't.
Did you check for your text before you went to the office at your dad's request?
I don't believe I did. No, sir.
Have you since gone back and searched the data in your phone to see when it is that you actually got texts?
Yes, sir.
Do you deny that a text was sent to you at 1:14?
No, I don't.
You just didn't see it.
I didn't see it. No, sir.
What are the times when you got subsequent texts warning about weather events?
What are the times?
Yeah.
Many other times.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. Where were you at 3:35 in the morning?
At 3:35, I was in the Twins 2 cabin.
Did you have your phone with you when you were in neck deep water with all those girls?
No, I didn't.
Where was your phone?
It was in my truck.
Does the record for your phone show that you got a text at that point?
I got that Amber Alert at 3:35, the one that really goes off, but my phone was in my truck and I was already in Twins 2.
Does the record inside your phone show you received another Amber Alert?
Yes, sir.
What time did that one come in?
That was, I want to say 4:30 something.
Okay. Where were you at 4:30 something?
I was in the tree.
And just for a precise record, if the data shows it was 4:46, where were you at 4:46 when this Amber Alert came through?
At 4:46?
Yeah.
I was in the tree.
Were you holding onto your phone in the tree with all those girls?
No, sir.
Where was your phone? Why didn't you tell everybody about that warning?
It was still in my truck.
Okay. Do we have your computer searched so that we can see your internet activity?
Yeah, my cell phone. Yes, sir.
Okay, and if you would, your computer, did you spend time between 1:14 and 3 o'clock looking at weather?
On my cell phone, I did. Yes, sir.
There are browser searches that are documented in your cell phone, right?
Yes, sir.
And just for the record, could you tell what time your browser searches looking at weather occur?
I do have notes that have the exact times.
Get it right.
Okay.
Pull them out and use them. He can see them. It's okay.
Sorry, there were a few of them. So
What is this?
It's
It's a piece of paper.
it's my exact times. I was searching the browser history.
Well,
Let me show it to council person.
yes,
I just wanna hear it.
absolutely. Let's follow the rules
That's fine.
today.
Your Honor, we'll object to this as hearsay. I have no basis for what this is based upon, other than the meeting last night.
Well, I'll tell you what, are you able off the top of your head to give those times?
Somewhat. Yes, sir.
Okay. How many times did you do browser searches?
I was on my phone in the front office looking at the USGS, I believe it's called, website for water gauges and looking at precipitation amounts in the area.
And were you watching movies?
No, sir.
Were you texting friends?
No, sir.
Were you trying to figure out what the weather looked like?
Yes, sir.
Now, there was a discussion that you got a call just before 3 o'clock from the woman that was in the guard shack,
Yes, sir.
Miss Frances Blackwell, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and we don't need to repeat what was said. Right after that, did you have a discussion with your wife?
Yes, I called her at, I believe, 2:59 is what it says on my phone. And I had asked her to call Francis's cell phone. And that was right before we went to Bug House,
And then what began 1 minute after that call?
the evacuation of Bug House.
All right. With respect to Lieutenant Governor Patrick, remember that came up, right?
Yes, sir.
When is the first time you ever met the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas?
I believe it was July 7th.
And how much time did you spend with the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas?
It was maybe about 2 hours.
And describe for the court what happened during those 2 hours, what you did with the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas.
I walked him through the events of that night. And
Where did you walk him?
we went all through the flats cabins and we went all the way down to Bug House. We went to Bubble Inn and Twins.
The Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas got a 2-hour tour from Edward Eastland describing what happened and when. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
To be fair to the Lieutenant Governor, was he friendly to you?
Yes, he was.
Was he empathetic?
Yes, sir.
Was he cordial?
Yes, he was.
And did you try to do the same with him?
Yes, sir.
Did you all have a text communication later that evening?
We did.
If we could put up Fence Exhibit 214. Now, at 8:45, the text in blue is from you, right?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this. It's hearsay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Let's see if we go about it this way.
all right.
The Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas texted you, right?
Yes, he did.
And I'm not offering this to prove the truth of the matter asserted. I'm offering it to prove that he said it. Did he say you have a friend in me?
He did.
Same objection, Your Honor. It's hearsay. They could have tried to subpoena the Lieutenant Governor, but I'm sure he would have probably asserted some type of privilege. He's not here to talk about his side of this.
It's non-hearsay. It's not offered for the truth of the matter asserted. It's admissible under Rule 801D.
If it's, excuse me, may I respond?
You
to
may.
that?
Go ahead. I thought you were
If it's not hearsay, it has no probative value whatsoever to the scope of this hearing.
I didn't bring the Lieutenant Governor up. I'm just responding.
Well, so is it in box for me to look at?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have the wrong file. Oh, I don't have box.
Would you like us to put it on the screen so you can see it?
No. Oh, yeah, sure. Well,
We're not in front of juries.
I don't know. I'm annoyed because we're supposed to make sure I have everything I need in here. Okay, but I don't, so I'm gonna figure out how to do this. So, I'm having a hard time knowing how a text from the Lieutenant Governor is anything other than hearsay. I don't know what he says in it, so I don't know if you're trying to prove that what he says is true, but it sounds like you are trying to say that what he says in there is true, at least as to what he told Mr. Eastland.
That's not hearsay. That's to prove that it was said. The matter asserted, the hearsay rule says it's got to be proven to prove the truth of the matter asserted. Obviously,
Well, you're
what
trying
he
to
said is not
prove
true.
that it's true that he said that to Mr. Eastland.
That's not hearsay. That's
Well,
a
why are we
statement.
listening to it then?
Because they brought up my text with respect to the Lieutenant Governor, and I'm proving what happened.
Yes, sir.
Our bringing that up was very limited to the fact that there was an investigation by the Texas Rangers and what's going on with dishes, and Mr. Watts's response to that has nothing to do with what happened on July 7th.
I'll tell you what, we've got another exhibit that's already in evidence by agreement, so we'll put up Defense Exhibit 110.
Okay,
We'll go
and then
back.
we're gonna get this fixed. So
That's
I can
fine.
look
Yeah,
at it.
we can come back to it. On the day that he was texting you on July the 7th, we have 110? Sir? Yeah, thank you.
What are you waiting for? Your exhibit?
Yeah, he's trying to,
Can he not put his exhibit up?
there we go. Nope, I'm sorry. 215. Play it real quick with audio.
Excuse me, ma'am. What number was this?
215, he said.
Also not admitted into evidence. What is admitted were the ones
110.
you
You're
offered.
right. Let me move to 110. I'll move off the Lieutenant Governor. Let's go to 110.
110?
Yes, ma'am. This is already in. I apologize. I misspoke. Audio.
I mean, they don't control this themselves anymore?
This,
Are you set to press? Long for your son? It is.
this is the one y'all played when you tested it.
While they're doing that, may I just address something? I think the number of exhibits that were offered and admitted in the first day of the hearing on the defendant side stopped around 101.
The only way I can figure that out, because I didn't write it down because we did them bulk, is to try and find the transcript, which I think you all have, but I don't.
Let us look at
So
that.
if you could pull that up
Yes,
and tell me, I would appreciate it. And we may find it easier for the people, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name, sir. I don't remember y'all's names, but to just join the Zoom like we did it yesterday, because this doesn't really seem like it's working. So if you can join the Zoom and mute your device entirely, then you will be able to share screen whenever you want. Although if you forget to take it down, I will. But let's try that. Do you have the link? It's the same one as
Right.
yesterday.
Your Honor, so I can help the court, Mr. Watts, on day one, March 4th, page 143, line 14 through 16. What was offered jointly were plaintiffs 1 through 5-1 and defendants 1 through 109.
All right. So those all are admitted.
Okay, let me lay a predicate then. I apologize. I thought it's an old one. Who's Charlie Hastings?
He was the Kerr County engineer.
And the Kerr County engineer appeared on video in front of the Kerr County Commissioner's Court about 2 weeks after this, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Unfortunately, Mr. Hastings is no longer with us. He's passed, hasn't he?
Correct.
Okay. Your Honor, we would offer Exhibit 110.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
Defendants 110 is admitted.
And have we figured out the audio yet?
Well, I don't know because
I
it
didn't-
takes a minute for them to log in.
Oh, I see. They're doing the Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna do it kind of
Fair enough.
not really the old school way, kind of the medium school way, not the
Yesterday
new school way. And hopefully it will work. Oh, I have to let you in. I apologize. Whoever that was, I let you in. And then RPM, is that you?
Yes.
Okay. So you're in and you're not in right now. You're gonna join later?
Joining me.
Okay. Yeah, you're both in.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So you're going to connect to a second monitor very quick, and you got 5 minutes.
You need 5 minutes? Okay. Don't stress, it'll be all right.
Would it work for me to go to a different topic while he's doing that, or you want to wait?
I don't want to make you change your order, but if you're willing to do that, I'm
willing
fine
to.
with it.
Okay, I can do something different and not waste time.
Something without.
Yeah.
Let
me go old school, as you said.
There you go.
Can I approach the easel?
Yes,
Okay.
I mean, it's theirs, right? But they don't mind sharing.
No, please.
Okay. You might want to move it so the witness can see it a little better. I can.
You can see okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I just want to get some dates. We're going to move to a different discussion while we're waiting on the video. That is the subject of timing. If we could, when was it that Camp Mystic first sent an email out to its camper community that it was planning to conduct camp at the Cypress Lake facility in the summer of 2026?
I believe it was September 22nd.
Okay. And September 22nd was about 2.5 months after this tragedy, right?
Yes, sir.
When was it that the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas announced a joint investigation committee to investigate what happened on July the 4th.
I believe October 13th.
Did Camp Mystic write a letter to the Joint Investigative Committee inviting them to immediately come to Camp Mystic?
Yes, we did.
When you wrote that letter, did they come to the camp in October?
No, they did not.
Did the state's Joint Investigative Committee come to the camp in November?
No, sir.
Did the state's Joint Investigative Committee come to the camp in December?
No, sir.
What about January 2026? Did the state's investigative committee come to the camp in January?
No, sir.
February? Did the state's Joint Investigative Committee come to the camp in February?
No, sir.
The flow.
Did they finally come to the camp in March after our initial hearing in front of Judge Garagano?
Yes, sir.
Because of the order that was issued, where did you meet with the state investigative committee?
I met with them at the Cypress Lake camp.
Okay. In order to be in accord with her order, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And so on April the 20th, the camps received a letter asking if this investigative committee and the legislature can come out there, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you asking this, her honor, to modify our order to allow that to happen so that these legislators can come out and do their job?
Yes, sir.
Oh, fair enough. Let's go back to my previous topic.
I'm sorry, you received a letter dated April 20th?
No, they want to go out here.
Okay, are you gonna give me that letter at some
I'll give
point?
you, sure,
Okay,
I will.
because the last I heard is you don't think I'm allowed to do anything
Well,
with this order.
I just want to ask the court's permission. We didn't let the people go down there before, and they want to go down there, so I told them. Let's go back to where we were.
May I ask a clarification? Just, you didn't let, may I, Your Honor?
You, well, I don't think you get to ask Mr. Watts a clarifying question,
This,
because that becomes a conversation between the two of you.
maybe I can ask the court, based on what you just said, the statement was, we didn't let someone go before?
I think he's referring to Mr. Eastland's testimony that he met with members from the Joint Committee on the Camp Cypress part of the property and did not go onto the Guadalupe River part of the property. That's my assumption.
Thank you.
And if I'm wrong, maybe Mr. Watts will clear it up with Mr. Eastland, and if I'm right, he doesn't have to.
Sure.
Thank you.
I was only there in the morning, but you set up interviews where? Just so we got it for the record.
We interviewed at James Hall, which is the dining hall at Cypress Lake.
Okay. Now, let's go back to July the 4th. We were trying to get the audio of Charlie Hastings. And again, Mr. Hastings is or was the Kirk County engineer. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And he is providing a description of what happened to the Kirk County Commissioners Court on July the 20th, I believe.
Correct.
Okay. We're going to play it, and then I've got some questions for you.
At 12 a.m. at the Hunt gauge, and you can look it up yourself, was approximately 53 gallons per second. You could jump across it. It rained for 3 hours straight in that basin, and we've seen some data from the National Weather Service.
Let's see if we can get it to run.
At 12 a.m. at the Hunt gauge, and you can look it up yourself, was approximately 53 gallons per second. You could jump across it. It rained for 3 hours straight in that basin, and we've seen some data from the National Weather Service, and I've seen the images where it looks like a giant hurricane just sat. No wind, it stayed in one spot, and it put all of its might into that one drainage basin.
I'll start over again, but you may need to turn this on.
I'm being told that maybe if you turn your volume down, it'll help.
Oh, okay.
So the microphones in the courtroom are very, very fancy. So fancy that sometimes they don't work the way we would like them to. And if they think it's too loud and will cause feedback or other problems, they cut
Makes
out.
sense.
So
Just
maybe
turn it-
if we turn, and I have everything up kind of loud
Okay.
today.
Thank you,
so.
Judge. Yeah.
Thank you.
It could be Zoom too. I mean, we were running a lot of different programs right now to make this work.
The flow at 12 a.m. at the Hunt gauge, and you can look it up yourself, was approximately 53 gallons per second. You could jump across it. It rained for 3 hours straight in that basin, and we've seen some data from the National Weather Service, and I've seen the images where it looks like a giant hurricane just sat. No wind, it stayed in one spot, and it put all of its might into that one drainage basin.
Okay. Turn off the speaker and just play it off your, we can hear it from there.
You can move the attorney speaker next to it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Thank you. Just play it on.
The flow at 12 a.m. at the Hunt gauge, and you can look it up yourself, was approximately 53 gallons per second. You could jump across it. It rained for 3 hours straight in that basin, and we've seen some data from the National Weather Service, and I've seen the images where it looks like a giant hurricane just sat. No wind, it stayed in one spot, and it put all of its might into that one drainage basin. It picked up a little bit of the North Fork drainage basin, a little bit of Johnson Creek. The rest of us didn't know anything was really going on, quite frankly. If you got up that morning, it's because you heard something on the news and what you were hearing was not good, and it just got worse. A nightmare. I would like for somebody, I haven't had a chance to do this, but I thought about this last night. Can somebody please show us a graphic of just the South Fork of the Guadalupe River and show us how many acres that is and how big it is, and recognize that it is 100% limestone with shallow, friable, rocky soil. Everybody in the room here knows and understands when you've got soil that when you go out there with a spade to try to dig, and you go down about 1.5 inches and it says you're not going any further, you know what we're talking about. It's rock. It might as well be completely paved with concrete. And we know what a city like New York, I would like to see the image. I would like for somebody to show, because I just don't have time, guys. Somebody needs to take the image of that entire drainage basin, and they need to figure out how steep it is. It is very steep the whole way. It is a giant funnel. And I'm sorry, but if you get rain for 15 minutes straight, it's going to do something ugly. 90% approximately of all the rain we got was out of South Fork, and it went from midnight, 50 gallons per second, to 3 a.m., 264 gallons per second. No big deal still. 30 minutes later, it was 125,000 gallons per second. Folks, that's a 10-foot rise that every one of us has seen. No big deal. You could go down and look at it. I had a friend that did that. He went down on his quad at 4 a.m. in the Hunt area between Hunt and Ingram. And he said, Charlie, I've seen it 1 million times. If he would have stayed there just a few more moments, he would have been swept away. He made it back. At 4:06, he put his head down. At 4:30, his mother called, because she lives in a cabin on the property, and said there are people with flashlights in the field, and the field is full of water. Mom, you're crazy. Open the door. The water was 40 foot from his house. Way, 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 way above the 100-year. Way above the 500-year. Because I have those. Unfortunately, the studies we have don't show the 1,000-year. It's off the charts. Okay? But we're going to fix that.
Now, he's talking about measurements at the Hunt gauge. Explain for the judge what the distance is upriver from Hunt, where Camp Mystic is located along the Guadalupe.
We're about 7 miles upriver from that gauge.
All right. The water that ended up in the Hunt gauge passed through Camp Mystic earlier, right?
Yes, sir.
And when he says at 12 o'clock, it was 53 gallons a second, you could walk over it. At 3 a.m., it was 264 gallons a second, no big deal. Was that your experience as well?
At 3 a.m.?
Well, you're a little further up, so it's a little earlier. But
Yes, it was earlier than that at our camp.
now between 3 a.m. and 3:30 in Hunt, it went from 264 gallons per second to 125,000 gallons a second. You heard him say that, right?
Yes, sir.
That is 500 times the amount of water that was 30 minutes earlier.
Correct.
Was that what you experienced at Camp Mystic?
Yes, it was.
And when you had this discussions with Mr. Beckworth about the time that it was reasonable to pull 500 girls out of their beds and make them walk across rain and lightning, was this a steady rising event?
It was before that, yes.
But when you got trapped in and
26.
sucked away, was it a tsunami?
It rose very fast. Yes, sir.
And before that wall of water came in, that took it from 264 gallons a second to 125,000 gallons a second, did you receive an Amber Alert from the state of Texas saying our flood detection system upstream of Camp Mystic has detected a wall of water?
At what time? No. I never got that alert. No.
Did you at any time before you were in the cabin with those girls at 3:35 trying to save their life, did you hear a siren system that had been installed by the state 10 years earlier?
No, sir.
Did any sirens go off before you were sucked out of that cabin with those girls draped around your neck?
No, sir.
No more timing.
Can you unshare, please? Unshare. Unshare the page. Thank you.
Ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. When was the date that Camp Mystic filed its formal application for license renewal?
I believe March 31st.
Now, at the time that Camp Mystic filed its application for license renewal, had the Lieutenant Governor of the state of Texas already dropped a video on a Friday afternoon saying it should be denied?
Yes, sir.
Hadn't even seen it.
No, sir.
When the license renewal was submitted by Camp Mystic to the state of Texas, we're about 4 days shy of 9 months from this tragedy, right?
Correct.
In the 9 months prior to the license application, had the Texas Rangers ever been asked to investigate you?
No, sir.
Objection. Sorry, I'm trying to be quick. How would he know whether they?
Well, let's follow up on that. Put up plaintiffs.
So I'll sustain the objection and you can try.
Let's put up plaintiffs exhibit 59 so we can talk about how you know.
I would move to strike that answer.
That's fine. I granted your objection. So that does that.
Thank you.
Plaintiff's Exhibit 59, please.
I mean, I don't go through the transcript and mark it out. I just don't,
Yeah.
right.
The office of the Lieutenant Governor, Dan Patrick, on April the 7th, this is now with the Texas Ranger Criminal Investigation of Camp Mystic. I'm doubling down on DISH not issuing a camping license until all investigations are complete and we know children are safe. See, that's wrong.
Yes,
The Lieutenant Governor is doubling down 7 days after the formal application is submitted, right?
Objection, leading.
How many days are between April the 7th and March 31st, sir?
7 days.
This criminal investigation that is allegedly going on. Had anybody notified you before you submitted the camp application that this was now a crime scene?
No, sir.
Had anybody from the Texas Rangers contacted you to start this investigation in the 9 months before the application was filed?
No, sir.
Now, when the Lieutenant Governor says, well, let's double down, no license until all investigations are complete. Did anybody do any of this investigation before March of this year?
No, sir.
Plaintiff's Exhibit, 60. After the Lieutenant Governor says, don't give you a license because there's a criminal investigation that we're just happening to start 9 months later. I posted, and apparently it's relevant, council admitted it. He saved the state a miserly $5 million back in 2017 by refusing Heard County's request for a flood detection early warning siren system, but thereby cost the state 119 innocent souls drowned on July 4, 2025 by that bad decision. Still proudly clutching those 30 pieces of silver, Lieutenant Governor Judas is now doubling down to deflect his own sacrifice of innocence by blaming others present in Jerusalem that tragic day. This is really rich. You see that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you paying me to be your lawyer?
No, sir.
Do I have to get your permission before I can exercise my First Amendment rights about what's really going on?
No, sir.
Was this authorized by Camp Mystic?
No, sir.
Judas is kind of a relevant character to what happened with Easter, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
He was one of the disciples.
Yes,
wasn't he?
sir. He was.
Jesus had a friend in him, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
We thought he did, right?
Yes, sir.
Those are all my questions.
Thank you. Any further, Mr. Beckler? Okay. Yep.
That's one moment.
Yes.
1 minute, Your Honor, so verify something.
I just click the clock over and let it go, so.
Okay, well, then they'll look at that. I'm ready, Your Honor.
All right.
Morning, Mr. Eastland.
Good morning.
Shouldn't take long. So Mr. Watts just asked you about awareness of the criminal investigation. Do you recall that?
Yes, sir.
Your testimony was that you didn't know about it till March 31st?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
I apologize. That you didn't know about it until it was the date it was published by Lieutenant Governor Patrick and the dishes notified you. That's a better way to say it.
I believe so. Yes, sir.
That's a false statement, is it not?
I don't believe, I don't remember.
Well, you were here on March 4th, correct?
Yes, sir, I was.
And you're aware that this attorney that just said he doesn't need approval from you had actually subpoenaed Trooper Miller from the Department of Public Safety. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do.
Do you know who Trooper Miller is?
Yes,
Who is he?
he was one of the people in charge of the Emergency Operations Center.
Okay. What has he been doing since this flood with relation to the search and recovery efforts for Seal Stewart?
He was doing exactly that. He was in charge of the search and recovery.
So during that hearing, we admitted into evidence an exhibit, which was an affidavit from Ranger Captain John J. Miller. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And he refused to testify. In fact, the Attorney General of the state of Texas filed a motion in this case about your efforts to have Mr. Miller testify. Did you know that?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Okay. And let's look at what he said. I am currently employed as a captain in the Texas Ranger Division Special Operations Group of the Texas Department of Public Safety. I'm assigned to the search efforts following the flooding event of July 4th, 2025 in Kerr County, Texas. I have read plaintiff's original petition and plaintiff's application for temporary restraining order and temporary injunction in the above referenced civil suit. And this civil suit is based upon the same facts which I am currently directing operations. You read that?
Yes, I do.
You understand we're the only ones who filed an application for temporary restraining order. So he's talking about Mr. and Mrs. Stewart.
Yes.
Okay. The search operation is open and ongoing at the time of this affidavit. When the search operation concludes, it may or may not be presented to a grand jury at the discretion of the 216th District Attorney's Office. You see that?
Yes, I do.
And I discussed this in open court, and you were present on March 4th, correct?
Yes, I was.
Your brother Britt's an attorney, right?
He is.
You've got a team of attorneys here, right?
I do.
Do you have criminal counsel, sir?
I don't believe so.
Do you know whether you have criminal defense lawyers?
No, I don't.
Why would you laugh about that?
I don't understand a lot of things, so I'm still learning all of this.
Well, let's look at what they say next. He says next. Until the search operation is concluded, I cannot testify or release information that is material to this pending operation, nor should identical or substantially similar material information be released by DPS. This serves the public interest by protecting the integrity of the criminal justice system, as well as protecting the rights afforded to any potential criminal defendant under the laws of the state of Texas and the United States of America. Were you familiar with that statement?
I don't believe so.
Let's look at the date of this. That was signed on March 2nd, 2026 by Trooper John J. Miller, was it not?
It was.
Okay, so the idea that when your camp filed its application with dishes, that you didn't know that y'all were under a criminal investigation or potential one that involved a potential referral to the district attorney in Kerr County, Texas? That is a categorically false statement, is it not?
I don't believe so. I didn't know that's what that meant.
No one bothered to explain it to you.
I don't think so. No, sir.
Do you now know you're under criminal investigation?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Now, you referred to a meeting that the investigators from the General Investigation Committee or Investigative Committee had at your camp, correct?
Yes, sir.
That was after Judge Gamble signed the temporary injunction in this case, correct?
Correct.
Now, you made some statements that intimated that that visit actually occurred at the Cypress Lake facility. Isn't that what you said?
Yes, sir.
That's a false statement.
We did meet at the James Hall dining hall at Cypress Lake. Yes, sir.
Well, that may be true,
Yes.
but you omitted some material information, correct?
I was wondering why he didn't ask me that, but yes.
I was wondering that too.
Yeah,
Because there was a little bit more to it, wasn't there?
it was.
Y'all actually went and toured the grounds, correct?
We did, and they really wanted to go see over there.
That's right. We didn't try to stop it, did we?
No, you didn't.
And West Verdell wanted to go too, right?
Yes, correct.
He invited over 100 legislators to go and visit that camp despite her order, correct?
Correct.
And are you aware that your lawyer, Mr. Watts, tried to put me in the middle of it and say that we were blocking it and they couldn't go? Did you know that?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Did you know that West Verdell himself called me and asked me if he could go?
I didn't know that.
And did your lawyers tell him that all we did was say, Mr. Watts, Mr. Verdell, and his chief of staff, there's a pending temporary injunction and you need to get with Kent Mystic and Mr. Watts and see if you can do it in compliance because it's not my job? Did you know that?
Yes, we did not let West Verdell or the other congressman go to the Guadalupe side.
That's false as well.
No, it's not.
You didn't let him go the first day. But then after you filed your appeal of this court's order, Mr. Verdell did go out and tour the site. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
And only 3 legislators bothered to come. Did you know that?
I was with them and we did not go over there.
Where did you go?
We went on the highway and looked at the camp from the highway.
Did you show him the order?
The order?
The temporary injunction order?
No, I didn't.
Did you believe it wasn't in effect anymore because your lawyers had filed an appeal?
No, I didn't believe that.
Only 3 legislators came, right?
Correct.
And then he went out on social media and blasted the rest of the Texas House of Representatives for not coming, correct?
Yes, I believe he did.
How much money have you donated to Mr. Verdell?
0.
How much money has Mr. Watts donated to Mr. Verdell?
I have no idea.
Is that something you think you ought to know?
Probably so.
And why is Mr. Verdell fighting on behalf of Kent Mystic to repeal the Heavens 27 Act?
I don't know.
Because your camp put out public statements that you supported the Heavens 27 Act, right?
We did.
The one that Seal Stewart's mom and dad fought for, that you stood and said, this is okay, we support it, right?
Yes.
But then the congressman that you're working with is trying to repeal it, right?
I don't know how much he's doing.
And the reason that you were giving him a tour was so you could get information to repeal it, right?
No, sir.
That is absolutely false. You know that you are working with West Verdell to try to repeal aspects of the Heavens 27 Act.
That's not true.
And specifically the fiber requirements, correct?
No, we already have fiber. We've had it for over a decade.
Then why in the world are you bringing congressmen, Texas House of Representative members, excuse me, to come tour your camp?
We want to show everyone what happened.
Everyone?
Yes.
What happened where?
That night on July 4th.
Did you tell Mr. Verdell that you didn't have an evacuation plan as required by the Texas Administrative Code?
I believe we talked about all the events of that night.
Did you show him the cabin where your brother stayed throughout the entire time?
We showed them all the buildings that got flooded. Yes, sir.
Did you tell them that your brothers and your wife and your mom stayed on the other side of the creek and rendered no aid to any child that night?
We told them the entire story from each individual family member. Yes, sir.
Well, good for you. Thank you for doing that. Now, let's just close a minute and talk about some of these warnings that we heard Mr. Watts go over. Now, if we can go back to Mr. Medina, the T-Dome exhibit, July 2nd. Mr. Watts showed you this. So we'll get the number in just a second for the record, but this is the July 2nd TDIM notice. This is exhibit 7-9. So if you look at this, Mr. Eastland, I want you to look towards the bottom. And there's a part of this that says Texans are encouraged to follow instructions from local officials, make an emergency plan, and prepare an emergency supply kit. Texans can check road conditions at drivetexas.org or locate flood safety information at texasready.gov. You see that?
Yes, sir.
So we clicked into texasready.gov. So we will offer this as plaintiff's exhibit 100. Your Honor, I'm going to play this for just a second. It's a public YouTube. Go ahead, Mr. McGinn.
Roughing it with your family and pets can be a fun adventure. But what if you had to rough it for real after a disaster? With no power, no clean water, no food, no fun. That threat is a daily reality in Texas. We have more disasters than any other state. So make sure you have what you need to survive for at least 3 days. Get ahead of what's ahead. Be informed, make a plan, build a kit. Hashtag Texas Ready. Go to txready.org for more information.
So if you go back just a second, the last part, let's look at what's on the Texas Ready website. You see at the bottom, that's from the Texas Department of State Health Services.
Yes, sir.
That's what we call DISHES, right?
Yes, sir.
And DISHES is the licensing agency that you're applying for a license in front of?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you know they put out this Texas Ready website?
I have not seen that. No, sir.
You don't look at the resources that DISHES itself makes available to you as a camp operator?
I have looked at their resources. Yes, sir.
Well, this is one of them. It's literally called Texas Ready. Did you know that?
No, sir.
And did you know that you can click through this and it very clearly shows videos of the need in Texas to sign up for weather alerts? Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Don't you think that you ought to pay attention to the resources made available to you by the very licensing agency that governs your camp's very existence?
I believe we do get a lot of information from them. Yes, sir.
Now, you understand that there's also something that called the IPAWS system. Do you know what that is? IPAWS?
I believe I've heard of it.
Well, your attorney talked about Amber Alerts a minute ago. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
You understand there's Amber Alerts don't apply to weather.
Right.
That's
Yes,
for
sir.
child abductions.
Right.
Now, in retrospect, maybe you should have notified 911 to put an Amber Alert out for the 27 missing children that day, but y'all never called 911 until way after the flood, right?
I don't know the exact time.
Okay. There was no Amber Alert related to this flood.
Right. It was a government alert, I guess you could call it.
So references to Amber Alerts was another misleading thing, right?
It was the style that most people get when they get an Amber Alert, that loud noise on your phone.
Okay. Yes.
Past 70 years, the National Emergency Alert System has played a crucial role in keeping our communities safe and informed. If there's an emergency today, are you and your family prepared? Do you know what's right around the corner? IPAWS is continuing to evolve,
keeping up with the latest advancements in technology so that we are always prepared for what comes our way. Through devices like your TV or phone and radio, you can be alerted no matter where you are, anywhere, anytime. From local notices to national emergencies to regular testing, iPause is America's trusted system for local emergency alerts. iPause has a variety of alerting pathways that are always ready to make sure that you get the information you need to act in emergencies. Wireless emergency alerts, or WEAs, send verified messages right to your mobile phone. The Emergency Alert System, or EAS for short, delivers important information from trusted officials right to your radio or television. And NOAA weather radios can deliver both weather and non-weather related emergency messages via these special devices. Through iPause, alerting authorities can send alerts to specific geographic areas, ensuring that you have the information you need to take action. In an emergency, every second counts. iPause is always ready to deliver simple and trusted alerts that you can rely on, delivering authenticated messages and life-saving information. No matter what device is nearby, you can stay informed. iPause, the Integrated Public Alert and Warning System, FEMA's national system for local alerting that provides authenticated emergency and life-saving information to the public.
Now, Mr. Eastland, I grew up in the country and I didn't have cable TV, so I had 3 channels. But I used to watch these public service announcements. Like, did you ever see Louis the Lightning Bug or any of that when you're growing up?
I don't believe so,
A
no.
little younger than me. But you know what a public service announcement is, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we see those available on the internet, right?
Yes, sir.
So did you ever watch this before?
I haven't seen that video, no, sir.
Did you learn anything just now?
I learned about iPause, yes.
Do you understand that the federal government, using my and your and everyone in here's tax dollars, has created a system that gives free, readily available alerts to weather events to all of us? Did you know that?
I believe it comes in many forms, yes, sir.
And as a camp operator, shouldn't you have known that before today?
I was signed up for the Code Red system and I had lots of weather apps. Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you understand that the National Weather System, funded by the government, that's available for free to all of us, their information, has actually classified 3 types of warnings with relation to flash floods? Did you know that?
I believe so, but could you remind me what they are?
Sure. There's categories 1, 2, and 3. And the reason for that is that people used to complain that they got too many alerts and didn't know which ones mattered.
Right.
You probably remember at times getting alerts, you're like, that doesn't really apply to me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now the way the government's warning systems works is you only get a warning of a flash flood if it's 1 of 3 levels. And the second level is called a considerable threat. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
And did you know that the 114 National Weather Service alert that was issued was a considerable threat warning?
I did not know that.
And those mean that life-threatening conditions are imminent or are occurring. Did you know that?
No, sir.
Okay. So as the camp director who's applying to the state of Texas and who's under criminal investigation, we sit here 8 or 9 months after 27 children died. And this is the first time that you've learned about this available resource, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it took a lawyer for Seal Steward's estate and parents to inform you about the free resources that were available to you on July 2nd, July 3rd, and July 4th, correct?
Correct.
Nobody on your legal team's ever bothered to show this to you, right?
Correct.
And your dad, rest his soul, never bothered to tell you that either, did he?
No, sir.
Okay. Might have helped you out July 2nd or 3rd, right?
It could have.
Now, there's
I'm not sure
one.
what alerts they put out that day.
Well, I've showed them to you. I've showed them to you.
Would it be different than what I got?
It's not for me to tell you. I've showed you the July 2nd. When I showed you July 3rd, when you know what they say, right? Right?
Which ones?
The one I just showed you, July 2nd. The one your lawyer showed you a minute ago. They were all there to be seen, right?
On the TDM website?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
they
sir.
were on the TDM website.
You have a press team. You know how to put out press releases. You've been doing it all throughout this case, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, Governor Abbott's in charge of TDM. Did you know that?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
You know that Governor Abbott's taken an interest in this case. You've met with him about the flood, right?
I haven't personally. No, sir.
Your representatives have?
I believe my brother Richard did right after. Yes, sir.
Do you think he's just wasting the state of Texas's money on issuing TDM response warnings and watch notices?
No, sir.
Okay. They should be paid attention to, right?
Yes, sir.
Certainly by someone that's in charge of 500 children in a flood zone, right?
I believe they should have made it more of an alert.
So it's the state's fault for not coming and knocking on your door?
It should have been something that would go off on your phone.
Oh, like the one you got at 114?
No, not. It should be more of an urgent alert than just the flash flood warning.
I guess a question then about that. You slept through the 114 warning, right?
Yes, sir.
You don't think the state did enough to tell you, even though they mobilized resources in counties surrounding you, right?
Right.
Did you want a trooper to come knock on your door and tell you to do your job?
No, sir.
What should the state have done? Should they have showed up and said, wake up, go save these kids?
I think it should have been a more urgent alert. I think it should have been one of those government alerts that sounds like an Amber Alert. I think it should have said more in that initial text.
What is more urgent than code red? There is a flash flood warning at your specific property.
The future alerts I got after I was in Twins 2 and in the tree were more urgent.
Okay. You know what an NOAA weather radio is?
Yes, I do.
How much does one cost?
I don't know.
$20 to $60. Does that sound right?
Probably so. Yes, sir.
How many cabins did you have that held girls at your camp on July 3rd?
We had, I believe, 23.
Okay. So 23 times 60's how much?
Is anybody? I'm sorry. I'm
Let's just
not
call
good
it
at math right now.
$1,500. Let me say this. You
Okay.
could have bought an NOAA battery powered weather radio for every cabin for less than $1,500, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much does tuition cost at your camp for one camper?
I for last summer,
Yes, sir.
I don't know the number off the top of my head.
7,000?
It was about 7,000. Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the cost of 1/3 or less tuition for one camper, you could have put a NOAA weather powered radio in every cabin, correct?
Yes, sir.
And your camp has a prohibition on use of digital communication devices, but that's not a digital communication device, is it?
No, it's not.
Okay. And for another $100 or so a cabin, you could have had a walkie-talkie in every cabin, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we're under about $3,000. For less than half of the cost of tuition, you could have put a non-digital walkie-talkie that didn't allow communication with anybody but your office in every cabin, correct?
Yes, sir.
In addition to the NOAA radio, correct?
Yes, sir.
And since those are battery powered, it wouldn't have mattered if the power had failed, correct?
Yes, sir.
It would have allowed you, your father, or anyone else who bothered to help that night to have instant communication to all of those children, correct?
Yes, sir.
You had none of those, correct?
We did not have those in the cabins. No,
Now
sir.
let's look at the National Weather Service for a second. Did you know that Kerr County has its own specific sign-in call under the National Weather Service NOAA radio coverage. Did you know that?
No, sir.
So, have you ever tried to put a weather radio in a cabin and extend the antennas to see if they pick up weather alerts?
I believe Glenn has been testing those. Yes, sir.
And do you know that when the NOAA issues an alert through the radio, it is simply a digital recording of the text of what's on the website? Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So can you pull one of those up, Mr. Medina? So for example, the one that Mr. Watts was looking at earlier, when you have a flash flood watch, this was the watch, by the way, not the warning that comes out, depending on what level it is, these are read through the NOAA system. Did you know that?
No, sir.
So anybody that has their radio on, when they get an elevated alert that goes through, they go to the radio and they could hear them. Did you know that?
No, sir.
Had you had this in every cabin, every counselor and camper would have heard the same warnings that the NWS gave. Did you know that?
No, sir.
And so when you complain that the state of Texas failed you and these children by not knocking on your door to wake you up, the truth is you failed the children by not having the most rudimentary $20 to $50 device in your own home, right?
Could you repeat that?
Sure. It was a long question. You could have had a radio in your home, right?
Yes, sir.
If you did, any notices that were issued on the NOAA system would have come to your house, correct?
Yes, sir.
Even when the power went out later in the morning, correct?
Yes, sir.
Looks to me like y'all spent quite a money remodeling some of those houses, right?
I'm sorry, what
Not
houses
practice.
are you
Not
referring to?
Of course.
So let's just look at it real quick. We looked at Plaintiff's Exhibit 52. Pop in. Who was going to live there?
My brother Richard and his
Richard.
family.
Okay. And you lived in the ranch house, right?
Yes, sir.
Big homes, right?
Yes, sir.
How did you pay for those homes?
Branch House has been there since, I believe, the 30s.
Okay. How do you pay for them? The maintenance, the upkeep, the remodeling?
How do we pay for it?
Yes.
The camp pays for remodeling
Where does the camp get its money?
from tuition.
From these parents, right?
Yes, sir.
Whose children died, right?
Yes, sir.
So you put their money into remodeling your own homes, but did you put their money into buying $20 radios that would have saved the lives of their children?
We did not buy the radios. No, sir.
You didn't buy anything. You didn't buy radios, walkie-talkies, Starlink, any redundant systems to communicate with anybody on that campus, did you?
We had communication systems and we had fiber optics.
Even the one walkie-talkie that you and Mary Liz shared, you took with you and you left her with nothing but a cell phone, right?
That evening, yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, when we go back to this exhibit, Mr. Watts was talking about all the people that TDEM had notified. He was talking about these big counties. He said Valverde, Edwards, Real, Bandera. He was talking about all these areas and how far they were away. One of the ones listed, though, is Kerr County, right?
Yes, sir.
And where was your camp?
In Kerr County.
Right there in Kerr County, right?
Yes, sir.
So it doesn't matter how big this area was. Your camp specific location was included in every warning, right?
In yes, sir.
Okay. Now let's go back to the TDEM notice. The third. Mr. Watts was talking about how far away some of these things were, right? Think about this for a second. Just go to the bottom, Mr. Medina. Governor Abbott and them kids thought enough of what was forecasted there for days to use the taxpayer dollar to mobilize rescue operations just in the event that it might flood. True?
I did not know about that at the time.
I want you to think about this. Have you been out to Ingram Lake and met with the people from the EOC and all the volunteers and state workers that have been out searching for seal?
I have met with many of them. Yes, sir.
You understand that some of those folks come from Texas A&M. Did you know that?
Yes, sir.
Swift water rescue boats from Texas A&M Engineering Extension. Those people were notified and on the ready, right?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
Game wardens, rescue boat teams, and helicopters were mobilized and on the ready, right?
Yes, sir.
DPS officers, National Guard, Forest Service, Railroad Commission, DOT, everybody in the state who has responsibility to take care of us in the time of a potential storm was notified, mobilized, and on the ready, right?
In Kerr County?
In all the areas that they could be positioned around that potential weather system.
I didn't know about that at the time, no.
Hey, Mr. Watts was talking about, well, somebody's 100 miles away, somebody's 200 miles away. The state was ready, right? Right?
I don't believe they were, no, sir.
The state told you what to do. Texans are encouraged to monitor local weather forecasts from trusted sources, right? Go up, Mr. Medina. They told you that, right?
Yes, sir.
And they also said Texans are urged to keep personal preparedness as their #1 priority, right?
Yes, sir.
And so as the state under Governor Abbott's watch told everyone to prepare and mobilized, you slept, right? You slept.
I did sleep that night, yes, sir.
And we talked about your brother and how in the world we get into Jesus preparing food. I don't know. But the comment was that your brother was at a Christian ministry and that breakfast doesn't just appear like manna from heaven. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what in the world does that have to do with flood preparation?
I don't know.
Me either. You know what does? When you're an owner of a camp and you're in a house that is on the Guadalupe side, pop in, or Ag's attic, or wherever he was that night.
He was
Sugar
in
Shack?
Granny's house.
Granny's house. Okay. Granny's house. He was on the right side of Bubble Creek, right?
He was on the east side.
I want you to look at me. I want you to look out here and say, answer this question. I don't know why it was asked. I want to understand it. Is it your excuse on behalf of Camp Mystic that it's okay that your brother slept through this flood and did nothing because he needed to rest up to serve breakfast the next morning?
No, sir.
Don't you know if he had gotten up and helped, that Seal might have been there for breakfast the next morning?
I don't know.
You failed her, did you not, Mr. Eastland?
I wish we had more information.
All the information was there for your entire family to see and utilize if y'all had just stayed awake and looked, right?
I'm sorry, repeat it, please.
All of this information was there and available for you and your entire family to utilize. All of the information was there if you had just looked.
We were looking that night.
You didn't look at the right things, did you?
We didn't look at the things that you have put up, but we were looking at other weather alerts.
I have just a couple more and we'll let you go. And listen, I know this is hard. I'm sorry you lost your dad. I'm sorry for what you went through. Okay? But we're here. Now, we've had to ask some questions about what your lawyer's talking about, and I'm going to have to do it again. Maybe a conversation needs to be had at some point. Do you know that your lawyers filed a brief that said that Mr. and Mrs. Stewart have unclean hands or delayed too long asking for the relief from the court because they didn't file an injunction request prior to February of 2026?
That said what? I'm sorry?
They waited too long to ask the court to order you not to destroy evidence. Were you aware that these lawyers have said that?
I'm sure I've been told that. Yes, sir.
You know what they've been doing. What have the Stewarts been doing since July 4th?
I don't know everything they've been doing. No, sir.
Grieving, right?
Yes, sir.
Trying to get information, right?
Yes, sir.
And searching for their child, right?
Yes, sir.
And your lawyer stood up here in this courtroom on March 4th, and he used an email from me that was never requested of this court, where I said that I wouldn't file a motion for injunction or temporary restraining order if your camp would do one thing as a courtesy to the Stewarts. Do you remember what that courtesy was?
No, sir.
Did they ever tell you what I asked?
They probably did. Sorry.
I said, stop destroying evidence and remodeling and hold off on reopening the camp until either their child is found or the state of Texas declares they're going to stop looking for her. Did you know that I made that request?
I'm sure I've heard it. Yes, sir.
Did the lawyers bring it to you?
I believe they did. Yes, sir.
Who made the decision to reject that request?
I don't know.
Well, who's the decision maker? Is it Mary Liz?
No,
Is it your mom?
I just don't remember. I don't, it was, I guess, it was probably in emails.
Should I have had to make that request?
Which request? I'm
That
sorry.
you stop destroying evidence while they look for their daughter?
No, sir.
That you slow down trying to reopen while we try to figure out what happened here?
No, sir.
There was nothing unfair about us asking for an order to stop the destruction of evidence in the evidence field until we got the information we need to pursue our case, right?
For the evidence field,
There was nothing unfair about what we asked this court to do, was there?
I don't remember what exactly it said. So
Tell me what was unfair.
I don't know.
You can't point to one thing that's unfair about what we asked for, can you?
No, I don't remember everything that was asked for.
This is your company, not Mr. Watson's. On behalf of your company, your camp, is it your position here under oath that Will and Cece Stewart waited too long and have unclean hands in asking this court to preserve evidence in this case?
No, it's not.
Okay. So if your lawyers say otherwise, that is against your testimony. True?
I don't know.
Well, you don't believe it.
I'm sorry?
You do not believe they waited too long, do you?
No, I don't think so.
Your Honor, we pass witness.
All right, thank you. Mr. Watts, do you want to do your final examination now and then we'll break afterwards?
I'll do it real quick if that's all right.
Okay, that's fine. It's later than normal.
Sir, your lawyers agreed to their TRO just not to open until the young lady is found, right?
Yes, sir.
And the reason is Mr. McComb's daughter is still missing 11 years later, right?
Yes.
You did not agree to shut down your camp for 11 years.
I'm sorry?
You did not agree that it was okay to shut down the camp for 11 years.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, with respect to the criminal investigation, You understand that only the district attorney of Kirk County has the jurisdiction to bring such a criminal proceeding, right?
Yes, sir.
Have you been notified by Lucy Wilk or Stephen Harpole, the district attorneys of Kirk County, that you're under criminal investigation?
No, sir.
You understand the law says that they are criminally investigating you, they have to tell you.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody in Kirk County bought this story that they're going to indict you?
I don't believe so.
In terms of waiting too long, you're not saying that the stewards have done anything wrong, are you?
No, sir.
Their lawyers, however, have they asked yet to have an expert go out there?
I don't know.
In the 39 days, the 40 days now since this order was issued, have they once requested to have an expert go out there and do the work that they told this court that they had to get done?
No, they haven't.
Objection, that's categorically false, Your Honor.
Let's change the question, please. I don't
Sure.
think that you actually have the knowledge to answer that question,
Okay.
most likely. So we're gonna strike that question and answer, and you're gonna try again with.
Let me
a question
try
he
again.
might- I'm still talking.
I'm sorry, I apologize, Judge.
That you might actually know the answer to.
Okay, here's my question. Have you or anybody else at the camp denied access to any one of these parents, their lawyers, or any expert?
No, sir.
Is it open for Mr. Beckworth, whenever he decides to get his experts out there, to get them out there?
Yes, sir. Anytime.
Was that true 40 days ago?
Yes, sir.
Was it true during the 9 months since this incident happened?
Yes, sir.
Have there been other lawyers and other experts all over that place?
Yes, sir.
The Amber Alert, iPause, the technology that supposedly exists. You've read the Heavens 27 Act, right?
Yes, I have.
The core of that act was what we had available on July 5th wasn't enough. We need a siren system, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
The state allocated $50 million for an outdoor siren system as part of the Heavens 27 Act.
Yes, sir.
There wasn't a siren system there on July 4th of 2025, was there?
No, there wasn't.
But the Kirk County Commissioners Court requested this state to give it to them 9 years earlier, didn't they?
They did.
To be clear, is Camp Mystic opposing the Heavens 27 Act in any way?
No, sir.
Have you supported it from word go?
Yes, sir.
The people who are against it are against one provision that requires cable, right?
Yes, sir.
Because there's so far, nobody will provide it, right?
Yes, sir.
But your campus had cable for how long?
Since 2016.
Talking about this issue of July 4th. The alert that you got at 3:35 when you were in the cabin, and again at 4:46 when you were in the tree. That's a different alert than what you'd received on the second and the third when there was no rain, was there?
Yes, sir.
Do you wish you'd gotten that level of alert the night before you went to bed?
Yes, I do.
Are most people asleep at 1:14 in the morning?
I believe so. Yes, sir.
But do sirens still go off 24/7 and wake people who are asleep up?
Yes, sir.
Do you think that's why the state has finally, at long last, agreed to spend $50 million putting in a siren system that they were asked for back in 2016?
Objection, calls for speculation.
Sustain.
Do you think sirens are a good idea?
Yes, they are.
Are you waiting on the state, or has Camp Mystic caused its own system to be put in before camp opens up in June of this year?
We used the River Sentry system. Those are already installed.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Mr. Eastland, you can get off of the witness stand. All right, it's a little past when I said we would break, but that's all right. We're gonna break until 11:10.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
on keyboard and fonts. All right, welcome back, everybody. All be seated. Oh, it's what me. All right. What is this? It's weird. Can I close this? Everyone, okay, good, you're all sitting down. Can I close this thing that says Fox Drive? Okay, excellent. Excellent. All right. Yes, sir.
Your Honor, for the record, Mr. Beckworth and I conferred. We each have 3 exhibits we'd like to get admitted by agreement.
Okay.
Please exhibits.
93, which is the Texas Ready video. P94 is the IPAWS, IPAWS video.
1 second. I like to write down a little description. Okay.
97 is the NOAA coverage map. Did you get
Okay.
that? I was looking at this. Yeah, okay. Those 3 are on plaintiff's offer.
All right.
No objection.
P93, P94, and P97 are admitted.
And then the defendant's 3 by agreement is Defense Exhibit 220, which is a San Antonio Express News article about staging. Exhibit 222 is the toxicology report with respect to the autopsy of Dick Eastland. And 223 is the July 3, 2025 radar. And we'll figure out a mode to get that in. We played that video and we'll get you.
You can upload the video to Box, and
That's what
that's all you have to do.
I think it's already uploaded, so yes, ma'am.
Okay. Any objections?
No, you're on.
And then-
D20, no, excuse me, D220, D222, and D223 are admitted.
And Mr. Beckworth and I both believe that D110 is admitted, but I just want to make certain.
I have it marked as admitted.
Wonderful, thank you. And Judge, one last housekeeping thing, as happens with any time, could you give us an update about where we are just?
Yes, you have used 58 minutes and you've used an additional 39. Do you expect that that's going to continue at this pace, or do you think you'll be taking more time, Mr. Watts?
No, I think we're going to use our time. We got a lot of witnesses, but we're going to try to turn it down.
Okay, all right, I'm just trying to kind of keep an eye on things.
Yeah.
All right, do you have another witness for the court, Mr. Becker?
Yeah, we understand we only have 3 days.
Yes,
Yeah,
oh,
we're not-
are we switching? Yes,
Plaintiff Mary Liz Eastland.
Mary Liz Eastland. Just kind of walk a little bit, just past that chair, that's perfect, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm under penalty of perjury that the testimony you are about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you so much. Come have a seat up here in the witness stand. I don't think I reminded Mr. Eastland yesterday, but I had told him the first time he testified that it's truly a question and answer, not a conversation. So you have to let the lawyers completely finish their question. And then if you just even take a tiny pause, it'll work better. Then answer the question they asked you out loud with words. Do you think you can try and do that?
I don't, yes.
Thank you so much. We are all going to need to be able to hear you, and unfortunately that cannot be moved, so you have to adjust yourself to it. Sorry about that. Oh, mine's not even on. Did you turn it off? Okay, you gotta, I don't check for those kinds of things. So if you'll help me by telling me you turned it off, then I can check. Okay, sorry about that. I hope everyone was able to hear me. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you may proceed.
Miss Eastland, my name is Christina Yarnell. I represent Seal Stewart. We've never met before, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I want to start by saying I'm sorry for the loss your family has endured in this as well. Can you tell me your full name?
Mary Liz Eastland.
Can you speak up just?
Mary Liz Eastland.
Great. And you are the director, camp director, correct?
I'm a director, yes.
Okay. And what do those duties entail? What is the duties of a camp director, your job description?
Mine deals with counselors, hiring counselors, and also the programming. And then I'm also in charge of the nurses and supervising the nursing staff.
Okay, great. Anything else? Does that cover everything?
I mean, a lot of times I do other little things, but it's a long list of little things.
You're also the mother of 4 boys.
Yes. Mhm.
I am too.
Oh.
God bless you.
Mhm.
So let's talk about the testimony we heard yesterday about the preservation letter that Mary Grace Baker's attorney set out. Did you see that
Yes. I did.
yesterday? Okay. What is your understanding about that letter?
When I first read it, it was a lot about data and to not destroy any data.
Okay. And what lengths did you go to once you saw that letter to preserve evidence?
I have not destroyed any evidence that I know of.
Okay. So under this duty, you understand that you cannot alter, destroy, repair any evidence at the evidence site, right? It's not
Yes.
just electronic data, it's physical buildings as well. Do you know that?
Okay, yes. Mhm.
Okay, okay. Let's move towards your title. You're also a registered nurse beyond being just the camp director. You're a registered nurse,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Mhm.
And you're also the camp health officer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Medina, can we put up plaintiff's exhibit 81? Ms. Eastland, have you seen this document before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So for everyone else, this is the inspection from July 2nd, and it has you listed as the camp health officer, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. And as the camp health officer, you're in charge of all the medical staff on the Guadalupe side, is that correct?
Yes, I supervise both infirmaries.
Okay, so you have staff that report to you, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Mhm.
So is it fair to say that the infirmary, or heaven can wait, as y'all call it, correct?
Yes,
So the infirmary is kind of your domain. Would that be
Yes.
accurate?
I would say so.
Okay, okay, great. Let's go to the actual administrative code that governs your
Okay.
responsibilities. Mr. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know
I
what
just
just
need her
happened.
to wait until she's done asking the question to respond, because it's.
Are you struggling to get both? Okay, so, because, Ms. Carter and I don't work together all the time, she doesn't know this, so I'll tell you, Ms. Carter, if it's the lawyer's fault, they're the ones who want the record, and we don't stop for them to do their jobs correctly. If it's the witness, we give witnesses a lot more leeway, because most people are not professional witnesses. And I'm sorry, I was doing something else and didn't catch. So it's really, I don't know who's, I
Okay.
don't know
It's
who
probably me.
spoke over
It's
who.
probably me.
It's normal conversation. People talk at the same time
Mm-hmm.
all the time. That's how people talk. This isn't a conversation. So let her finish the question entirely. And then if you just go and then answer, it'll be perfect. And Ms. Carter will get a beautiful record for anyone who wants it, and we'll have a great transcript, okay?
Okay.
And
sorry,
then
Ms.
also
Carter.
I will be able to hear every single answer you give. I don't want to turn your speaker up anymore. We'll start getting feedback in here. So do try just a little bit to talk a little louder. I
Okay.
don't want you to be punched awkwardly over the microphone, because I don't know how long you're going to be there. All right, let's go back and just do that one again for me.
Yes, ma'am. Before we move on, I'd like to admit this. This is plaintiff's exhibit 81, please.
P81, any objections?
No objection.
P81 is admitted.
Okay, so let's move on to, like we were discussing, the administrative code that covers your areas of responsibility. Mr. Medina, can you put up plaintiff's exhibit 82? So this is the Texas Youth Camp Safety and Health Act. Specifically, it says medical and nursing care. Are you familiar with this document?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. Let's look at subsection C, where it says, can you see it? Do you need me to move it? Or you can see
I can see it here. Thank you.
Okay, so let's look at C. It says medical staffing requirements: a physician, registered nurse, licensed vocational nurse, a person with American Red Cross emergency response certificate or its equivalent shall be in the camp and on call at all times and will be considered the camp health officer. Did you read that?
Yes.
And that's you, correct? You're the camp health officer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So would it be fair to say that you are in charge of the well-being of all campers?
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. So let's move on. We talked about your domain, correct? It's the infirmary, correct?
Yes.
Great.
One of my domains, I would say.
Okay, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I should move to admit this. It's plaintiff's exhibit 82.
Any objections? No objection. P82 is admitted.
Mr. Medina, can we put up plaintiff's exhibit AB3? Can you see the screen?
You can see it here.
So this is a picture from your website. Is that the infirmary?
Yes, ma'am.
And y'all call it Heaven Can Wait?
Yes, ma'am.
And right under there, the last sentence, it says during camp, the nurses are available 24 hours a day, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you're that familiar with the code also has a requirement that we just discussed, right? That you are on site and on call at all times, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, great. So let's move to back to the code. I'm sorry, I should have admitted this as well, Jeff. This is plaintiff's exhibit 83.
Any objections? No objection. P83 is admitted.
Okay, let's move back to the code because it has a lot of requirements for you as a camp health officer. Mr. Medina, can you go back to it? Okay, let's start with your requirements under, believe we could start with I. I states you have medical log required and you have to have a record keeping system, a listing date, name of patient, and the name of the camp health officer. Where are these records located?
We do them online on our Camp in Touch accounts.
Okay, and so are those backed up somewhere?
Yes.
And would they be in the infirmary now still?
I guess they would be, it's an online data system,
Okay,
so it should be online.
so there were computers inside the infirmary.
Yes, ma'am.
And is that where you kept it, or did you keep it in the main office? These
Kept
records?
the computers. Well, the records are on, it's a web-based program. So they're on the website that we use for our medical log.
Correct. I just was trying to figure out the location. Is that laptop in the infirmary?
It was in the infirmary,
Okay,
but you could access it from any computer because it's
okay.
web-based.
When you say was, what do you mean it was in the infirmary? Is it no longer there?
The infirmary took on water, so I'm not sure where it is.
Okay, we'll get back to that. Let's move on to subsection I. It says camper health records shall be kept on file. Where are those documents?
Also on our web-based Camp Minder program.
Okay, and you mentioned that you may have taken on some water. Is the laptop preserved and backed up? Are these documents somewhere where we can still find them?
You can find them on the Camp Minder website.
They're saved
Yes, they're still there.
from 2025.
Yes.
Great. Okay, let's move on to your requirement that prescription medication shall be administered by the camp health officer. Are those logs you keep as well?
Those are also in the web-based Camp Minder program where the parents enter their medications there and then we give them out as the parent wants us to.
Okay, but when you are administering that, which is your role, correct?
It's the nurses.
It says camp health officer. So did you delegate that to someone?
The nurses dole out the medications,
Not you.
not me personally every time.
Okay. Where is that in the statute that that's allowed?
I don't know.
Okay. So the records about your prescription medication that's supposed to be administered by you.
Or the camp counselor, I guess it says.
Yeah, but there has to be some written acknowledgement from a parent for it to not be you and transferred over to another nurse. Isn't that correct?
I didn't know that.
Okay. So let's talk about the prescription medication. Where are those logs? When you're giving someone Tylenol, diabetes medication, Advil, prescriptions, whatever, where is the log of those information?
Over-the-counter logs are in the web-based Camp Minder program.
So you're updating it real time?
Yes.
Okay.
That's how we chart in the Camp Minder website.
Okay.
And then daily medications that would have been on paper.
Okay. Where are those logs?
I don't know.
Are they not in the infirmary?
They are. I haven't seen them since July 4th.
Okay, we'll come back to that. So besides documents, what this code requires you to have, and you now know from the preservation letter that these were supposed to be preserved, what did you do to preserve the actual infirmary?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
That was already remediated quickly by all the volunteers that were out there after the flood.
Tell me what you mean by remediated.
When they remove different material because of molding and worry about different germs and things like that.
Okay, who told them that it was okay to go alter and destroy evidence?
TDM and other volunteer organizations that had came out right after the flood.
And did you let TDM know that you were under a duty to preserve evidence?
I did not. It was already starting before any of that came about.
What day?
I don't know, or right away. I don't know.
You don't know the day that they started tearing down your building?
No, I don't.
Isn't that something you should know?
I don't think I should know that.
You're in charge as a camp health officer of knowing where all the records are and where everything is kept and preserving all those things. And it's not something you should know or advise other people that you should protect this information.
The records are online, so I knew they would be able to be found.
But you just told me there were some in paper, aren't there?
There are some in paper that are lost.
And what steps did you take to preserve those paper records?
I wasn't present for any of the infirmary remediation.
Okay. So let's look at Mr. Medina, Plaintiff's Exhibit 98. I am going to show you a video depiction of the infirmary. I'm going to show you a video of the infirmary that was dated July 9th. Let's watch it together. Does that look like a fair and accurate depiction of the infirmary?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. Your Honor, I'd move to admit this. This is Plaintiff's Exhibit 98, I believe.
Any objections? No objection. E98 is admitted.
So that video, did you see the date on it?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
July 9th, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that what the infirmary looks like now?
No,
Why?
all of the volunteers, I guess, took everything out.
What volunteers?
The Samaritan's Purse, directed by TDM, all the different volunteers that came through. There were hundreds of people out there doing all kinds of things.
Okay. You're telling me TDM told Samaritan's Purse to clean out your infirmary?
Yes, there was a director of TDM that was actually very involved in the infirmary because she took the medications herself.
Okay. And then she said, scrub this whole place and take down all the water lines?
I wasn't in the conversation.
Don't you think you should have been involved in that conversation?
Maybe so.
So,
Okay, you have to let her
Sorry.
finish her question, even if you think you know what she's asking.
Okay.
Let there be a space between her question
Yes, ma'am.
and your answer.
Yes.
Okay.
so on the video, you can see the water lines, correct?
Yes,
And it looks like there's a lot of mud.
yes,
And it looks like maybe some fans were turned over, some box floor fans.
yes.
And it looks like there were some water lines on some doors and maybe some bed skirts.
Yes,
Don't you think that could have just been cleaned up with mopping? Did you really need to have a full volunteer crew clean up everything?
I don't know. I wasn't involved in it, so I don't know what they decided and when or how much.
Do the water lines still exist now?
No, I don't think so.
Don't you think that that is something that would have been your duty to preserve under the letter you agreed you saw?
I don't think so.
Why not?
The infirmary is not necessarily my building.
You just said it was though, ma'am.
I don't own the building, nor is it my building.
Okay, so let me get this straight. You're the camp director.
A camp director, yes.
You're a registered nurse.
Yes, ma'am.
You're the camp health officer.
Yes, ma'am.
And you also told me the infirmary was your domain a few minutes ago, didn't you?
Right.
And all of those 4 things, you don't think it was your duty to preserve this building?
I don't.
Okay. Okay, let's turn to July 3rd. You heard yesterday a lot of testimony about the weather alerts on July 3rd, correct? Do you remember that testimony?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And what weather advisory or alerts were you aware of on July 3rd?
I was not aware of any.
Okay. So how many events for the campers did you have to reschedule or cancel because of the rain on July 3rd?
Thankfully, not many on July 3rd.
Sorry,
The-
go ahead.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
what's the question?
Which events did you have to reschedule or cancel that were previously planned for the girls because of the rain?
On which date?
July 3rd?
July 3rd, we did not have to do many, so if it's raining, we move to rainy day locations is what we call them. And I don't recall which activities we did move, but I know that we didn't have to move quite a few. That we were able to do quite a few activities that day.
Outdoors?
Yes, in the normal spots.
Okay, so you didn't have to change anything like moving to a movie night or changing outdoor activities to indoor activities?
No, the movie night that we had the previous night was Big and Little Sis night, and we did it under the tennis courts because we had a new pavilion there. And so we thought that would be fun to do it more outdoor.
But they were covered from the rain, correct?
It wasn't raining that night.
Okay, what other flash flood warnings did you receive or watches?
I didn't receive any. I didn't receive any. Maybe the Amber Alert style one at 3:30, but none others for that.
Okay. Did you know on July 3rd that you were under a flash flood watch?
I did not.
Do you know the difference between a flash flood watch and a flash flood warning?
I have heard that the difference is yes.
Did you know that on July 3rd?
No.
Okay. So let's pull back up Plaintiff's Exhibit 83, Mr. Medina. So can you read that last sentence that's in yellow for me?
During camp, the nurses are available 24 hours a day.
Okay. So on July 3rd, were you on call?
Yes.
Okay. What other nurses were in the infirmary?
We had 3 RNs in the infirmary.
Okay. Were they all on duty too? Were they on a break? Were they all working?
They're available.
Okay. So there were really 4 of y'all all of July 3rd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then where is a log of that information of who was on duty, who were the nurses, what their names were?
Also in Camp Minder, I guess,
You guess?
because they are on our staff would be the way to know that.
Where are the staff logs?
In Camp Minder.
Okay. You just said you guessed, so I just want a equivocal answer.
Well, I hadn't thought about it until now, but yes, that would be in Camp Minder where the staff, where they're delegated as staff, delineated as staff. So yes.
And it tells you in that log what days they were working and who was on call and who was on a break.
That is something that they determine themselves amongst themselves. And then, so I don't know that we write that information down.
But you, as the camp health officer, should know which nurse is on duty and when, right?
Yes, they're all on duty. I don't think any of them had their time off that day.
Okay. on July 3rd, who else was in the infirmary besides nurses?
I don't believe anybody else was.
Are you sure?
I'm not certain all July 3rd that nobody else was in there, but that night, nobody else was in there.
Were there any children in the infirmary for overnight care?
No.
Okay. Mr. Medina, can we go back to Plaintiff's Exhibit 82, please? Let's go through a few more of the requirements that you are held to under this code. Let's look at J. It says you have the availability of an emergency phone. Did you have that in the infirmary?
They have a phone there. Yes, ma'am.
And so would it have been available July 3rd, that night when things were flooding?
I assume so. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Is it something that goes out when the power goes out, or is it a permanent emergency phone that works no matter what?
It's a phone line, so I don't know how it's connected to the power or not, but it's a regular phone line.
Okay. Do you know if, were you in the infirmary on July 3rd?
No, ma'am, I was not.
Okay. Do you know if any of the nurses tried to use that phone to call 911?
I don't know.
Let's move on, Mr. Medina, to K, subsection K, which is the emergency plan. Have you seen this before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's read it together. Emergency plans required. A written plan of procedures to be implemented in case of a disaster, serious accident, epidemic, or fatality shall be formulated and posted in the camp's administrative on-site office or location and in each permanent and semi-permanent building, occupied building. You with me?
Yes,
Following?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
The plan shall include procedures for emergency shelter and evacuation of each occupied building in the facility. So these are your requirements under your code as a camp health officer. Where was this plan?
It's in our emergency instructions.
But your emergency instructions is just the shelter portion of this, right? See where it says this plan shall include procedures for emergency shelter?
Yes, ma'am. I see
That's
that.
what you had listed in your emergency plan, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But do you see right after that it says and?
I do.
So it's not an or, it's an and. So where was the second part of that sentence? The evacuation portion. Where was that?
It was to wait for instruction was the next part of it.
So your evacuation plan was to wait.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What were they waiting for?
Instruction from someone else in the office.
How are they going to get instructions from the office?
Various ways, I guess.
Did the counselors have walkie-talkies?
No, ma'am.
So how are they going to communicate with you?
Either in person or over the loudspeaker.
Okay. So let's walk through that. On July 3rd, you now know you were under a flash flood watch, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And so under this plan, you're required to meet with your staff and make sure that the counselors and campers are all aware of your plan, right? The one you just listed. When
Yes.
did you have this meeting to go over these plans that you said you had?
We talk about it various times during counselor training.
Okay. When else?
Just during counselor training.
Okay. How do the campers know?
From the bulletin in their cabin.
You don't go over that with them?
I do not.
Okay. So let's go back to what you were talking about. They have to wait for instruction. That is your emergency evacuation plan, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So if they're waiting for instruction and you have not given them walkie-talkies, that leaves the camp PA system is the only way for them to get instruction, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when did you get on the PA system and give them instructions?
I didn't.
Why not?
I was stuck on the other side of the Edmondson Creek.
You were stuck there, and we'll go through your timeline, but there was times between taps and 114 that you could have gotten and given them instructions, correct?